What up, guys? Kevin here with a video because I'm here. If I'm here, I'm making videos if you're listening to this. But with my brand new Yeti mic and doing this through OBS, which just took 20 minutes to set up. So a little bit of a test, but I am talking about real life stuff like Sony, a company with exclusives, is concerned about Starfield being an Xbox exclusive. This is from Insider Gaming from Mike Straw. And what's this about? We know Xbox is trying to buy Activision Blizzard. That's been known for the last year or so. And Sony, the king of exclusives. Say what you want about Nintendo. I think they are the king of just awesome, great exclusives. Sony is a king of having some of their own exclusives, but money having to get their own. So when I read this, I'm like, well, hold up here. Hold up here. Let's read. Okay, do you guys like reading? I don't like reading. Let's find the juicy parts. Let's find the juicy parts of this. Microsoft also publicly stated to investors that we highly encourage cross platform play because if it's good for the gaming ecosystem, it's good for us. We don't have intentions of pulling all of Bethesda content out of our out of competitor platforms, the statement reads. So that's where Sony is taking issue. They think that, oh, Xbox bought Bethesda and they were going to keep releasing all their games from Bethesda on PlayStation. And so far, how has this worked out? It's now 2-1. Xbox bought Bethesda and then they put out Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo to PlayStation because they were exclusive and probably would still be exclusive if Xbox didn't buy it. Maybe that's why Xbox went on a little bit of a buying spree. We can't, you guys that used to make games for us are no longer making games for us because Sony money handed you. And the only way for us to get those games is if we buy you outright. I can't blame them. But here's Sony being mad about that. Being mad that so far Hi-Fi Rush, a game, now people will say, oh, that game would have came to PlayStation. It was never announced for PlayStation. You don't know. You don't know. People are saying the same with Starfield. Starfield was never announced for PlayStation. We can all assume it was going to come to PlayStation, but I'm a big believer. You spend $7 billion to buy something and own it. I really feel like you should be able to do what you want. And I even extend that to Call of Duty and everything. But I understand for them to get the deal through, they're going to have to make deals with some made up streaming game streamer companies out there. They just all sound fake, but good on Xbox for doing that. Sony goes on to say that Microsoft's attempt to purchase Activision Blizzard should be prohibited or subject to a structural remedy. The company adds that it's extremely skeptical that any agreement with Microsoft could be reached, monitored, and enforced. Now, look, I'm not here to say Sony isn't at least a little bit stressed. I think it's okay to be a little bit stressed. Hey, Activision Blizzard is now underneath the umbrella of their competitor. That could be a little stressful. Sure, maybe in some make believe land they would actually do that, but so far there's no evidence of it. It's been stated over and over. There's no evidence of Xbox buying something and taking it away from Sony. It just hasn't happened. Now, of course, oh, well, the Starfield and this game and Redfall, they would have come to PlayStation. No, it was never. The games are made on PC. They're made on PC first and foremost. It never got to the PlayStation development stage. So, cry all you want, you Sony bitches. The weird kind, the not all Sony bitches or Sony people. Just people who are whining about this. All right, done reading. So my thoughts on this. Yeah, Sony, you did it to them. They did it to themselves. Like if they how would this have looked? They probably still would have bought Bethesda, but I really do think Sony is the one that lit a fire in Microsoft's ass by money hatting all these big third party developers to make games exclusively for PlayStation 5. That's really fucked up thing to do. That is a really fucked up thing to do from Sony. And Xbox went, all right, well, we're Microsoft. We got money. We'll just buy them. That's the only way we can get their games, is if we buy them. Sony is not. They're living in make believe land where something bad's going to happen. Minecraft is still on PlayStation, as well as Minecraft Dungeons and Legends that's coming out. Those are two games that completely owned under Xbox that are still coming to PlayStation. They still do updates to Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online. Say what you want about those games, but those two games, more people play those games than God of War or Last of Us Part 2. It's just a fact. Don't fact check me on that. I don't know where Last of Us Part 2 is at. Sales wise, I'm like, wait, how many people? I don't think that many. But no, I think Fallout 76 is like 15 million. It's not that bad of a game. But yeah, when Sony goes out and money hats developers, you know, Silent Hill. Silent Hill came to Xbox. It came to Xbox. Silent Hill Remake was going to come to Xbox. PlayStation stepped in and said, no, we want that. Knights of the Old Republic, of course, that would have came to Xbox. They went, nope, we want it. Then, of course, you got Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo. And remember when, once upon a time, PlayStation fanboys were bragging that, like, they heard Sony was going to lock up Starfield for their own? Well, that might have been true. Maybe that's what caused Xbox to step in. Like, no, 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 no. We're going to buy you, Bethesda. We can't let that happen. Yeah, Sony is not the. They're not getting with the times. This is the thing. They're not getting with the times. They want to sell their games for full price. And everywhere you look, it's subscriptions. So everything's really expensive. We want to pay the least amount of money to play games. And Xbox is giving us away with Game Pass to play these games day one on the cheap. That's just how things are. That's how things are with everything. What would the music industry look like if we still bought CD? What CDs would be what, 20, 30 bucks now? You know? Say what you want. I know people don't like, or I know maybe some musicians and people would wish it was the way before. I used to love going to the warehouse and buying CDs, but it's just not the world we live in, guys. Sony's living in the old world and they want to keep it that way. I mean, them blocking this merger is just very obvious that they just want to be the market leader. They can't do it. They just can't do it. All right, I'm getting into a totally separate video. Thank you guys so much for watching. A little bit of a test run for this style of video. I'll try to include gameplay next time, but I will talk to you guys later. Later.